Hi guys, I'll be reading a book, but I'm afraid you have to be imagining it. I know it's a bore and all that, but you're gonna have to get used to it. Okay, so I'll be making sure that I'm the one reading the book or whatever, so that you can imagine what it's like. But in the next episode, you'll see exactly how the pictures look like. You'll see exactly how the pictures look like in the next episode. By the way, I'm only going to be making 2 episodes. One's going to be the one where you imagine it, one's going to be the one where you actually see the pictures. So I'm going to start reading, and you're going to have to start listening, people, and start imagining. Okie dokie. But you're not going to be having my face, you're not going to be having my face being shown, not all day, but you're going to be having to imagine. It's going to be pitch black sooner or later, and you can start to imagine. Okay, you're going to start to imagine now. It's pitch black, literally all pitch black, so you have to start listening and imagining, using your mind. Okay, here I go. Long ago, there lived a handsome prince. He was a fine fellow, and he knew it. He had a beautiful palace with 100 rooms and 25 servants. He had an enormous garden, yet even though he had so many treasures, he often felt cross and grumpy. One of his grumpy days, an old woman hobbled into his palace. She was dressed in rags and covered in dirt. "Please help a poor homeless old woman," she begged. "You promised you would." The prince remembered that he had once made such a promise, but he decided not to keep it. "Get rid of this ugly old woman," he cried. The servants rushed towards her. "Stay back," warned the old woman. A beam of light flashed from her stick, and the servants became invisible. The spades carried on digging, and the brushes carried on sweeping all by themselves. "Let this be a lesson to you," she cried, waving her stick at the prince. The prince began to change. He became bigger and bigger. His feet popped out of his shoes. They didn't look like feet at all. They were huge and hairy, like the paws of a beast. The prince looked down at his hands. He could see fur sprouting, and his fingernails had become long black claws. His teeth were now fangs. The prince ran to a mirror. To his horror, he saw he had become a beast. The old woman crackled. "Before the roses in your garden fade, you must find someone who loves you even though you are now an ugly beast." With a wave of her stick, she vanished. Too late, the prince realized the woman was a witch. Too late, he realized he had behaved badly. He cried with pain and shame and sorrow. The cries echoed around the countryside. They sounded like the howls of a wild animal. Meanwhile, at the other end of the country, a merchant was setting off on a long journey. "What present would you like me to bring for you?" asked he. "What present would you like me to bring for you?" he asked his daughters. 2 oldest girls wanted many things. They gave him a long list. Bella, the youngest daughter, was a kind, good-hearted girl. She loved books and music, animals and nature. "I just want you to come home safely," she said. "But you could bring me a rose to plant in the garden." The merchant traveled far and worked hard until finally it was time to set off home. He packed all the presents he had bought, but decided to get a fresh rose for Bella. When he was closer to home on his journey home, a terrible storm blew up. Rain lashed, wind whooshed, thunder rumbled. It was then that the merchant saw a light twinkling in the gloom. "A place to shelter," thought the merchant. He rushed to the door. To his surprise, it was open, but the house seemed empty. It looked warm and welcoming and dry. In he went. "Is there anybody there?" he called, but there was not a creature to be seen or a sound to be heard. Tired and wet, the merchant sat down by the fire. Invisible hands gave him warm drinks and good food. Invisible hands tucked a cushion behind his head. The merchant rubbed his eyes. "I must be dreaming," he thought. He waited. Sorry, people. Next morning, the merchant awoke and remembered he must get a rose for Bella. In the garden, he found a beautiful rose bush, started to dig up a small part of it. It was then that he heard a terrible groan. It became a terrible growl, and then a roar. "How dare you take my roses!" Suddenly a great hairy beast appeared, roaring and snapping. "Please don't hurt me," begged the merchant. "I'll do anything." "Then you must promise to send me the first creature you see, and then you must promise to send me the first creature you see when you get home." "Aha!" thought the merchant. "I will see the chickens around my door first." So he gave his promise. To his dismay, the first creature the merchant saw was not a chicken, not a cat, or a dog. It was Bella, who came running out to greet him. The merchant went as pale as moonlight. He told her the whole story. Bella did not think twice. "A promise is a promise," she said. So off she went to the home of the beast. The furniture was fine, the chairs were comfortable, the dinners were delicious, but everything was very quiet. There was no one to chat or to laugh with. The beast did not come to greet her, and the servants were invisible. It was always still and silent. Every day Bella played the piano, she painted pictures and read books. She had everything she needed, but she was very lonely. One evening, Bella was sitting by the fire, reading aloud. She read a sad poem, and she thought she heard a sigh. She read a funny story, and she heard a chuckle. "Who's there?" cried Bella. "Step out of the shadows." Slowly the beast crept into the light. Bella shuddered. "Don't be scared. I know I look frightening, but I will not harm you," he said. "Please carry on reading." Trembling with fear, Bella returned to her reading, and the beast sat and listened. After their first meeting, the beast often came to listen to Bella. After their first meeting, the beast often came to listen to Bella read and sing. Slowly she began to be less afraid of him. "At least he is someone to talk to," she thought. The beast told Bella stories of faraway lands. He made her laugh by telling jokes, and he brought her beautiful flowers from his garden. The weeks passed, and Bella grew fond of the beast. She began to look forward to his visits, and they became friends. She saw that he was often sad. He spent a lot of time in his garden, gazing at his flowers and sighing. Once she saw a tear slip down his face. Bella was sad too. "I miss my family," she told the beast. The beast gave her a gift. "This is a magic mirror," he told her. "Say what you want to see, and the mirror will show you." Bella gazed in the mirror. "Mirror, mirror, show me clear. Please show me my family, dear." "Oh," gasped Bella, "my father is ill. Let me go to him," she begged. The beast could not bear to see Bella so unhappy, so he let her go. As she left, he said, "If you want to return, here, use the magic mirror." Sadly, he watched her leave. Now he would be alone forever. When the merchant saw his daughter returning, his spirits rose. From that day on, he grew stronger until he was perfectly well. Summer was fading now. The days grew chilly. Petals and leaves began to fall. "I wonder what the beast's garden is like now," thought Bella. She looked into her magic mirror and said, "Mirror, mirror, show me, please, these lovely roses and the trees." The lovely roses and the trees. Sorry about that. To her horror, Bella saw the poor beast was lying by the rose bushes. All around him petals fell. The roses were fading away and dying, and so was he. It was then that Bella realized how much she cared for him. Quick as a wink, Bella stepped into the mirror and ran to the beast's side. "Oh, my beast, she cried. "Do not die, I would miss you. Please stay here with me." A tear ran down her face and fell into the beast's dusty fur. The tear glistened on his fur, and the beast opened his eyes. Another tear ran down Bella's face, and as it fell, it sparkled in the light. Tear after tear fell with each droplet. The beast revived, just as wilting rose will revive a new watermelon. The beast sat up and rubbed his eyes. "You really care for me," he said. "Someone as beautiful as you can care for someone as ugly as I am." Then there was a flash. In place of the ugly beast stood a handsome prince. But Bella didn't understand. "You monster!" shouted the prince. "What have you done with my lovely beast?" But then the prince told Bella the whole story. It was a long story of promises broken and promises kept, of beauty and ugliness, and of love and kindness. Bella understood. "We have learned a lesson," she said, "but we must never judge anyone by how they look." And so, of course, they both lived happily ever after. The end. Now, if you like that story, please say so in the comments below and subscribe and like as well. Comments below, say if you like this story, subscribe and like. Hope you do. Give a thumbs up. If not, it doesn't really matter if you don't. I mean, you know. But it'd be great if you did. Okay, so I'm gonna go now and leave. Next episode, there will be, I don't know, you'll see pictures when I'm reading the story. You don't have to imagine it this time, you can actually see the pictures. And also, say so in the comments below whether you like the story or whether you liked having to imagine the story or actually see the pictures of the story. I know that most of you would like seeing pictures in books, and most of you liking to imagine pictures in your minds when people read. So I'd like you to say so in the comments below if you like having to imagine pictures in your mind or actually having to actually see them. Yeah, I made mistakes in reading and there was some other sound effects, but you have to make sure you're only hearing the voice. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later, people. Bye.